Hello friends, I'm George, the nice medic gentleman. Welcome back to the channel guys, I hope that all of you are doing well. Today I'm going to take a look at a very nice little fragrance, a very nice little scent from the house of Lattafa. The fragrance is called Sublime and it's part of their Bade'e Al Oud line of fragrances. It's a very nice fruity scent with quite a lot of sort of floral freshness from a nice rose note in here. It's a unisex scent that leads a little bit to the feminine side, but nonetheless it's a great little scent. So join me in this video today where I take a look at Sublime. As usual, I'll start by taking a look at the packaging and the bottle design of the fragrance. The fragrance comes packaged in this nice looking box that has this sort of a cutout like a window where you can see the bottle itself. The box is exactly the same as you get with all the other members of the Bade'e Al Oud family of fragrances. On the front you got the name of the fragrance and the company. The name of the line of fragrances. On the back you get the EDP, the concentration EDP, the bottle size 100 milliliters, a sticker of authenticity, and then on the bottom there's a production date, which in this case is November of 2023. And in order to get through the bottle you need to open the lid like this and then take out the bottle. Again, the bottle design is exactly the same as with all other members of the Bade'e Al Oud line of fragrances. The cap is plastic, is not a snug fit. It has the bottle itself has quite a lot of heft to it. On the bottom you got this metal plaque. All in all, it's an interesting and a nicely packaged fragrance. The note breakdown of a Bade'e Al Oud Sublime has the following notes. The top notes are apple, lychee and rose. The middle notes are plum and jasmine, and the base notes are vanilla, moss and patchouli. I'll show you the sprayer in action and then I'll talk about the scent itself. The sprayer is decent. It's not the best in the world, but still it's a pretty decent sprayer. And now onto the scent of this fragrance. As I said, that note breakdown that I read to you just a second ago, it's pretty spot on. The opening is very, very fruity. You get a nice amount of the sweet apple, the sweet green apple. You get a nice amount of that lychee, fruit as well. There's also a hint of the vanilla right from the get-go, although it's more of a base note. And also you get a nice amount of a fresh rose note in the opening of this fragrance. The rose feels like more like a fresh floral type of rose note, not a sweet, jammy type of rose note. All in all, the opening is very fresh, very fruity, very sweet, and quite enjoyable. Brings a sort of a shower jelly vibe immediately after spraying this fragrance. On the dry down, you're introduced a little bit more to the sweetness from the plum and also from the vanilla. The vanilla starts to play more of a prominent role on the dry down, adding even more sweetness to this fragrance. There's a touch of that mossy note, get that mossy feel out of this fragrance. There's a touch of musk as well, which is not listed in this note breakdown, but all in all, this fragrance stays very sweet and very fruity onto the dry down as well. The rose also is a main player in this fragrance. It's there from the opening to the dry down, and all in all, this is a very fresh, very fruity, very sweet and very enjoyable scent that brings a lot of shower jelly vibes, at least in my opinion. Feels a little bit synthetic, but that's to be expected at the price point of this fragrance, but it's a very, very enjoyable scent. When it comes to what this is cloning, or is this a clone at all, now a lot of people have reported that this fragrance is cloning a scent from the house of Kayali that's called Eden Juicy Apple. I've never tried the original fragrance, so I cannot tell you whether Bade'e Al Oud Sublime is actually a good clone or a clone of that fragrance, but I can tell you that in my opinion Sublime also carries quite a lot of similarities to something like Xerjov's Herba Pura. You still get that pretty much same fruity, fresh, sweet type of a scent profile. Now it's not super close to Herba Pura. It lacks the sweetness and it also lacks the muskiness of Herba Pura, but it's done in a similar style, and you can use that comparison just so that if you have tried Herba Pura and you have not tried Sublime, so you can judge for yourself whether you like this scent or not. When it comes to performance, it's a decently performing fragrance. I've been getting about 7 hours of performance out of it, which in my opinion it's a pretty decent performance, above average for sure. And the projection is nice for the first about hour and a half. After that it starts to sit close to the skin, so it's above average performer. When it comes to the price tag, I paid just slightly less than 30 euros, which will translate into something like $35. And given the fact that this is a very likable scent, it's nicely blended and has pretty decent performance, comes nicely packaged, I think is an okay deal. And when it comes to versatility, it's a unisex fragrance that in my opinion leans to the feminine side for sure. And also this is a fragrance that's definitely more oriented towards the warmer months of the year, meaning spring, late spring, summer and early fall. And so it's a pretty decent warm weather scent, pretty decent, pretty versatile, decent warm weather scent. And on to my final thoughts about Bade'e Al Oud Sublime from the house of Lattafa. This turned out to be a very likable little scent, fruity, slightly fresh, slightly musky, that brings lots of a shower jelly vibe to it. Feels very sweet, very clean and very fresh, type of smell, type of scent. And it's very, very nicely done. Leans to the feminine side for sure, so just for the guys out there who are considering this, in my opinion you should try this before you commit to a full bottle of this fragrance. I know a lot of guys that are not afraid to wear unisex fragrances that lean a little bit to the feminine side, but just keep that in mind. This fragrance definitely leans to the feminine side, but on its own, scent wise, it's very nicely done, has pretty nice performance, pretty decent performance, comes very nicely packaged. The price point also is pretty decent. All in all, it's a very, very decent fragrance from the house of Lattafa. So if you like fruity, shower jelly type of scents that have enough sweetness and enough freshness in them, if you're looking for something to daily drive, in the warmer months of the year, or if you're looking for a nice gift to the important ladies in your life, then definitely check out Bade'e Al Oud, Bade'e Al Oud Sublime from the house of Lattafa. This fragrance gets a like from me. And so guys, in today's video I showed you a very nice fragrance from the house of Lattafa called Bade'e Al Oud Sublime. It's fruity, it's fresh, it's sweet, and it's unisex, leaning to the feminine side. I hope that you found this video interesting. If you did, give it a like, and I also hope that you're going to join me in the next one. And until then, stay safe and bye bye.